Everybody knows that they should read a book, but which book to read? That is the right question. Now, if I recommend to you that you should read so and so book, would it matter? I don't know. But if Bill Gates recommends you certain books, you should definitely read them. So he has his blog by the name of gatesnotes.com, in which every year he recommends top 5 books from his personalized curated reading list. So let's find out which are the top 5 recommendations from Bill Gates. The New Jim Crow, Mass Incarceration in the Age of Color Blindness. It is written by Michelle Alexander. Now 1865 was a very important year in the history of the world because in that very year the American Civil War ended, in which the North, which is primarily referred to as the Union, emerged victorious over the South or the Confederacy. And with the victory of the North over the South, there were nearly 3 to 4 million independent black people. And as it is with independence in any democratic country, they get a superpower. That superpower is the right to vote. And with this new voting rights, black legislators started to make some headway in the local and national politics as well. Although the South was militarily defeated, they were in no mood to give up. So they devised these laws, these codes, which are known as the Black Code or the Jim Crow laws. These were very broad set of laws, but today we will only discuss about the laws which were designed to bar people from voting. See, according to the American Constitution, you cannot prevent a person from voting just because of skin color. These Jim Crow laws introduced certain prerequisites before a person could vote. Like you had to be literate, you had to own certain number of properties, or you had to pay a tax, which was also known as a poll tax. Now it is very common knowledge that in 1865 there were a few black people who could really meet these prerequisites. It is also very interesting to note that not every white person was able to meet this criteria. So they introduced a workaround to this as well. And these were known as the grandfather clause. According to the grandfather clause, if your grandfather was eligible to vote, then so are you. Now this is turning into a history class which I didn't intend it to be. Now why is this book relevant in 2020? Because of the global political movement which started with the death of a person named George Floyd, the Black Lives Matter movement. This book points out the injustice that has been meted out to people of color, especially in the United States of America. And I think that is why this book finds a top spot in Gates' recommended reading list. Range: Why Journalists Triumph in a Specialized World. This book is written by David Epstein, who is an investigative journalist who deals with the world of sports performance. But whether it be the world of sports performance or be a corporate boardroom, there is no doubt about the fact that a person having a broad set of knowledge will always win. Even as I have discussed in my last video that how David Icke, the founder of Spotify, not only had technology on his fingertips, but he had interest in music as well. And that is how Spotify was born. This book also embraces this philosophy and exemplifies it with numerous examples, starting from Roger Federer, Charles Darwin, to many other Soviet era experts. Even Bill Gates accepts the fact that in his Microsoft hiring process, he always preferred a person who had a broad set of knowledge in his own domain. And if you are a journalist who is in awe of his specialist friend, then this book might be for you. The Splendid and the Wild. It is written by Alec Larson. The author wouldn't have ever thought that his book would still be relevant even after so many years, in an entirely different context. This book captures the life of a common Londoner during the carpet bombings of London in World War II. It captures the anxiety, the stress of people as they used to sleep in public basements in tube stations, as apartments and houses were an easy target for the Luftwaffe or the German Air Force. If you are someone who is looking to know more about World War II, then this is not the only book that you should read, but it will definitely help if you give this one a look. The Spy and the Traitor. It is written by Ben McIntyre. It is a story of a KGB officer who then turned into a double agent for the Britishers. It captures both the perspectives of the Westerners and the Russians as well. And that is why Bill Gates thinks that it can give any spy novel out there a tough competition. Breath from Salt. It is written by Bijal P. Trivedi. Now Bill in his own words has described this book as truly uplifting. There is this disease called cystic fibrosis. Now before reading about this thing, I didn't have a clue about it. But a quick Google search helped me learn that it is a genetic disease that attacks the lungs and pancreas of the patient and creates a sticky mucus in them. It is considered to be a life-threatening disease, and people who are suffering from disease generally have a shorter lifespan as compared to an average human being. But with the advent of technology, the quality and lifespan of people have definitely improved and has improved the lives of many families. And that is why I think that Bill has admired this book so much. So I hope so that today's video would have been a little help to you and you would have come to know about the different books and about the reading habits of the great mastermind himself. So if you want to learn more about such things, keep subscribing to my channel, and until then, adios.